And welcome KCIW listeners at 100.7 at kciw.org, Brookings, Oregon, and to the syndicated listeners at KZZH 96.7, Access Humboldt, Eureka, California. We are glad you're here with us today. I'm Joanie Lindenmeyer, author of None Better and author of Joyously Free, which is the name of this show. We're glad that you're here today. Let's begin with our morning salutation. I say it's a brand new day, and you get to say, never been lived before. Here we go. It's a brand new day.
Never been lived before.
Woo-hoo! And that's a DJ voice right there coming on, too.
Radio voice, yes.
Oh, yes. Congrats. Oh, my gosh. You have a little peek of who we have today. See if you can guess from Name That Voice. Ooh, we'll let you know his name in just a minute. This radio show, as Will and Viv named it, is a show that talks about LGBTQ plus stories and tips, along with religion, church, faith, spirituality, and joy. That's the most important part, joy and freedom. Hence the title of my second book, Joyously Free. I co-authored it with Elizabeth Ann Atkins of twosisterswriting.com. So this radio show today, as in life, no hate speech, no hate behaviors, and no bullying. It will be blasted with the 3 C's, courage, confidence, and collaboration, and we're going to add the word fun today. Live music coming on. Together, let's seek understanding, think out of the box or no boxes at all, and let's be open as an open parachute. In order to get ready for today, let's start with our morning prayer. Let's open our hearts, asking our Creator to shine light on our community and our world. I excitedly believe in hope, in the power of the divine, and that Jesus, God, whatever name you put on a higher being, is always with me and with you. So be not afraid or troubled, saddened or depressed. Joy and peace are an internal expression of love and harmony that is already within us, and we only have to reach deep within and let it out. Well, let's center ourselves a little bit. Take a big, deep breath in with the good and out with doubt. Again, calming, breathe in through your nose with hope and out from your mouth with fears. Last one, relaxing that body. Take a big, deep breath in with joy and out with worry or despair. In the name of Mother Earth, God our Creator, Jesus our Redeemer, and the blowing winds of the Holy Spirit, we say, Hi, Holy One. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful day. The reading I picked from today is a quote, and I think it ties in with our speaker. It says, Love makes me want to sing the melody my heart is playing. Anonymous. Love makes me want to sing the melody my heart is playing. When I reflected on that in prayer today, I was thinking about all the people that I love and that I am loved by. We are all blessed and beloved people. And so being able to express that and feel that is a melody that constantly goes in my heart in the form of music or poetry or writing or play. So today we are going to be blessed with a speaker, a person that's going to be playing some music for us and enlightening us on what that really means. So, Holy God, thank you for touching my heart once again in a quote that I read. Would you please lift up our friends and our family? May you please guide and heal us. And thank you again for being with us, Holy One. Love makes a difference, and so does music. So let's have a happy day today, right now, KCIW and KZZH listeners. So with that, I am thrilled as can be. I've been looking forward to this. We've tried for numerous times to make this happen, and today is the day. Everybody, let me introduce to you friend, and I'm just going to say friend, David Sedgwick. He is a musician from Crescent City. Our topic is Make Joyful Music, and today David is going to bless us and joyfully share his trumpet skill as well as words of wisdom and his big, big heart. David, thank you for being here.
Hi, Joanie. It's wonderful to be here.
Oh my gosh. I've known your brother longer than you, but I am so glad that we have crossed paths again at the United Methodist Church, in the community, at this place.
Oh, you're all around.
And so are you. And so are you. David, thinking back, how did we first meet?
You insist the last time or one of the first times I saw you, that we had met my first year at some event in Crescent City. But the most recent time I remember was when you were facilitating the drop-off of a huge supply of dried goods at the Methodist Church so that we could, distribute them amongst the community, do some soup dinners and all that kind of stuff. And I remember you just ran across the parking lot and said, "Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you." And you gave me this great big hug and kissed me on the cheek. And I was like, "Oh, who is this person?" and it's so aggressively joyful and loving.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And what a great church you belong to. And I know you provide the music for them. And, a little bit about I know your mom. Yeah. I know your brother. And tell me a little bit about your background growing up in the music world.
Oh, man, what did not we do? So we all grew up in Southern California. The running joke in our family was when you reach a certain age, which was about 3 or 4, it wasn't, do you want to play a musical instrument? It is, what musical instrument do you want to learn to play? So I remember sitting down at the piano when I was 3 or 4 and just being fascinated with it. It made sense to me. You poke it and it makes noise, and it's like communicating through touch, which is a huge thing for me. I'm a very kinesthetic kind of creature.
Right on. Why?
Yeah, so all of us in the family, we were just constantly surrounded by music, always involved and participated in music. My mother at one point was the district band director. So she was at 3 different elementary schools, one of the junior highs. My brother eventually took over that role. I ended up teaching for those kinds of classes while I was still in junior high and high school. Was in the local community orchestra, local youth orchestra, all that kind of stuff.
And so you started with piano.
Yes.
I think about Charlie Brown and Schultz,
Schroeder.
Schroeder,
Yeah.
And then from there you went to other instruments. You had a calling. How did that happen? And tell us what instruments.
Yeah, so I started on piano, like I said, and my parents very quickly realized that piano being a much more solitary kind of instrument, they wanted me to have something to grease the social wheels, so to speak. So when I got into public school, they were like, well, we need to pick another instrument that you can play in band. So you can be around other kids, learn how to make music together, all that kind of stuff. And I remember hearing a recording of Gershwin's American in Paris. Ooh. And there's a very famous trumpet solo in that piece. And I remember just my eyes opened wide, and they got me a trumpet for Christmas that year when I was 5. Oh. And so I started taking lessons almost that same year. I was already taking lessons on piano at that time. Yeah, I was very fortunate to be given all of these tools at a very young age. And being involved in the education system, I learned how to play all the different brass instruments so that I could teach trombone and French horn, and I dabble in woodwinds and guitar and other things like that.
You dabble. I think that's so funny. Oh my God, you were just a musician at the highest. Would you consider yourself a professional musician?
Yes, I worked professionally for much of my young adult life. I was already doing gigs when I was an undergraduate down in Los Angeles. I guess I was gigging in high school as well, but it was different because I didn't have my own car. So, it was more dependent on the kinds of situations that came up that fit into my busy schedule. Mm-hmm. But I was playing piano for, cocktail lounges without the drinks. I was doing private parties. I played with one of the local theater troupes out at one of the ranches, which was a wild experience.
Oh, wow.
And then, when I moved out to Texas to do graduate school, I was teaching and gigging, and I played with the Grand Opera in Houston for a while, as well as the ballet and like a freelancer.
Let me bow down. Let me bow down. You are definitely a professional.
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh. I definitely need your autograph at the end of this day today. Done. Okay. And you talk about all these great talents and instruments and your family. Can you remember, and maybe you can play for us, what was the very first song you learned on the trumpet?
Oh, gosh.
Was that a Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star?
I imagine I probably got shoved through hot cross buns at one point.
Okay. Give us some tune there.
Yeah, all right. You want me to play it like I play now or like I played then?
How about then and now?
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Now a little bit.
love it. I love it. You bet. You bet. Oh my gosh.
It takes a lot of experience actually as a musician to be able to play poorly. Very talented in that respect.
Very cool. Very cool. And the joy that the trumpet, your music brings to you. Can you talk about that joy?
Yeah, definitely. The piano is such an interesting and fascinating instrument because of its complexity and its repertoire. But the trumpet is so physical, and it reminds me so much of the act of singing. And I also sing, and there's something about the sustain and the tone color range and the emotion that you can put into just a single note on the trumpet, and it's inherently difficult. And that also brings a certain joy when you conquer the physical, limitations of some, plumbing, basically. And it's a very silly instrument because our entire premise is based on, just buzzing our lips, and it's a very silly kind of thing. But then the artistry comes later, and the connection of those two things is very special.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you walk around your house blowing your trumpet?
Occasionally, yeah. I usually leave one of my trumpets out on the couch or on a chair somewhere so I can pick it up and play whenever I want. But usually I try to dedicate some time to it in a proper space.
Right. I don't know if you know this about me, but my mother grew up in the Depression era, and she was a first trumpet at her high school, her sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Very cool.
And so then when I got involved in music at age, grade 5. I picked the trumpet.
Oh, good.
And
you want to play some for us today?
Not even. So I played for 3 weeks, and then I had an appendicitis and just about died.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So that sort of ended my trumpet career, and then I took on guitar. But that's another. But music has always been something that just fills my heart. And when I look at you, David, and your eyes are just sparkling when the music is going. Do you think in music all the time?
Yeah, at least half the time. Yeah, no, and it's interesting because when I am in a heavy practice phase, or I haven't been around people and I've just been making music, it takes me a while to kind of readjust to my thoughts coming in language. But yeah, a lot of my thoughts are in sound, and part of my composition career is just trying to identify and track down that kind of ethereal mind sound and get it to match externally.
Well, play us something.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
What your heart is telling you.
Yeah, I'll dig around a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So beautiful, so beautiful. When I hear your music, my eyes want to close, and then it's like I get sort of teary. It's just so beautiful. I noticed you close your eyes when you play as well.
Yeah, when I improvise, I usually find that on trumpet specifically, my eyes close because there's kind of a physical feedback, response that I get in my brain when I'm playing trumpet that kind of I can see what I'm about to do better, so to speak. Although when I'm improvising at the piano, usually I find myself with my eyes open looking up, and I find it up here somewhere. I'm a synesthete.
What does that mean?
Do you know what synesthesia is?
No.
It's a blending of senses. So basically, some people have crossed wires in the brain where they can look at a number and the number has a color.
Yes.
Or they taste sound or something like that. I see sound.
Okay.
So all sound. So there's kind of like a second field of vision that goes over my eyes, and I can see what I hear. And with voice and other ambient sounds, it's just kind of speckles. But with music, it has structure and color. And of course, in music school, you find more people like that with synesthesia, and specifically that blending. And one of the fascinating things I've found is that most synesthetes see the same colors.
Oh.
So if you play like an E flat chord, it's going to be like lime green with beige and white speckled in. And like an A flat minor is always going to be deep purple with some browns and oranges.
Oh,
it's a very cool little experience.
That is so spiritual to me.
Yeah, me too.
And the energy related to that.
Yeah, and the tingles that you get when you grab onto one of those threads and you just start pulling. That flow is otherworldly, for real.
Beautiful. You know, and related to all this, you play piano at the United Methodist Church every Sunday and for events. Would you talk about that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been the music director at the Methodist Church in Crescent City for a few years now. And so like you said, I play the hymns, accompany any special soloists every Sunday. Our services are 11. And I also run a small little chancel choir, which is getting bigger and bigger, which is very fun. And also a handbell choir, which is super interesting. Handbell choir is like taking a piano and separating each person into one or two fingers. So it's an interesting organism to try and coordinate. But if you are interested in seeing us perform something, we have a big holiday concert that we put on every year. This year, it's going to be on Friday, December 19th at 6 p.m. And the address of the Methodist Church is 664 H Street in Crescent City, if you guys are interested.
Absolutely. And I have been several years, and I just love going. And let's give some shout outs to some of the people in the bell choir as well as in the vocal choir. How about popping out some names here?
Sure. Actually, there are a couple of Brookings-based people. Meredith Rosendahl is one of my favorites. She's actually an ex-handbell director herself. Very serious player. Another Brookings person is Lori Neal. Lori, if you're out there, you're one of my favorites. Don't tell anybody else, though. Let's see. My mother, Meredith, is in there as well.
Meredith Sedgwick.
Yeah, Meredith Sedgwick. Yeah, the eldest of the clan, we call her.
Kathy Alpert.
Kathy Alpert. Who else is in there? Dave McPhail, Roxanne Evans. Candace Tinkler. God, I've got a lot of people in there.
Yes.
Becca Dyke is one of the recent additions. Teresa Jenkins. If you guys are listening, I love you all.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And in your choir, that just is fantastic when they sing and they're up on the altar, and it's just so beautiful. The choice of music, the vibrancy, the joy, and the connection to our Creator is just phenomenal. Pastor Dana does a wonderful job with all that too.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's one of my. I've worked with a lot of churches over my lifetime, being a musician, probably over 100. Wow. And this is the first church that I ever went to and just wanted to settle in.
Fantastic. Yeah. So again, just to repeat, 11 o'clocker services on Sunday.
That's right.
And then the big handbell choir bells is December 19th.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, and we also
is that
have
a freebie event? Or
yeah,
donation?
there's a suggested donation of $10, but of course, if you can't afford it, still come and celebrate with us.
Absolutely. I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say we also have a brass quintet that plays at that event. Oh, yes. Yeah, a brass quintet. Let's see. The North Coast Chorale is lending us some of its singers as well. One of my piano students, who's 8 years old, little Matilda, is going to be playing a couple of songs as well. It's one of the most adorable things that you'll ever see.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, the brass quartet. Frank Allard.
Frank Allard with his group. I'm not sure exactly who all is in that.
Okay.
But either my brother's going to be playing a clarinet solo. Daniel Sedgwick, yeah. He's going to be playing an excerpt from the movie The Snowman, which is a wonderful animated film from the 80s. I can't remember exactly what year. I'll be doing some incredible arrangements from Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Suite by a Russian contemporary named Plyatnev. And it's a wild ride. You should definitely come check that out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. A number of solos from other people in the choir as well.
Do you have a tune that you can whip out for us from any of those events, like right now? Yeah.
Let's see. I could probably do one of the solos that somebody wants to do. Have you ever heard I Wonder As I Wonder?
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, sure. I could give you a little bit of that if you need.
Okay, super. Thank you, David.
With a few artistic alterations. But
Yes, I wonder. I love that song. I love
It's a
that
good one.
song. It's a very good one. Very good one. So do you select the songs for all of the liturgies?
So I operate out of what's known as the Book of Discipline lectionary calendar. So there are recommended hymns that match up with the liturgical texts. I do select the ones that I like and what fit the musical themes that I'm going for of those weeks and months, though, yes.
Right on. And it sounds like you totally enjoy doing that as well.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting experience because getting to know every different selection of music that churches use is, every denomination uses slightly different, but much overlapping material. And getting to branch out and kind of experiment with things that I prefer versus what I know some of the congregation prefers, and creating the atmosphere that I'm going for. Yeah, it's been a learning process that I enjoy very much.
Right on.
And the music ministry is probably my favorite part. The church has actually a pretty good emphasis on music in the services, and we do a music ministry every week. And while we are in season, the chancel choir and the handbell choir alternate performances, but on the weeks between those performances, I either do a solo or I bring in, like just recently I brought in a fabulous flautist named Oren who specializes in Bach. And so we've been preparing Bach performances as well.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So whatever strikes me.
Right. And besides all these instruments, I think one of my favorite instruments from you, David, is your voice.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, my gosh. And I've heard you sing multiple times. Most recently, there was a beautiful prayer service
I remember.
by Pastor Dana and Pastor Cy at the Beachfront Park. And you sang a song. I don't remember the name of the song.
Neither do I. I remember that it was
so beautiful.
responsorial and
Right. And prayerful, and I think that's what I have a tattoo, and the third book I wrote called Healing Religious Hurts, my tattoo is musical notes.
Oh, nuts.
And because I believe that prayer is healing, and prayer can bring out some things inside of you just to deal with and to celebrate with.
Yeah. And music is definitely my prayer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When I'm alone playing music, or even when I'm with others playing music, sometimes it's routine like anything else. But I've never felt closer to God than when I'm playing music.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, wow. Do you have a favorite song you'd like to whip forward right now for us as a prayerful song?
So usually when I'm in that mode, I'm improvising.
Okay.
But if I had to pick, I'm trying to think if anything strikes me. I find that the most soulful things that I experience on trumpet are playing jazz. Just like, the couple of times that I've played, you've heard a little jazz alterations and things like that.
Well, please share us with something.
Yeah,
improvising this, please share.
I think I'll share one more. There's a piece from a Gershwin opera called "I Loves You, Porgy." Ooh. And it's one of the most heartbreaking songs. And I'll just play a little bit of it so we don't run out of time. But here's the theme.
Okay. wonderful. Live music just touches my soul. And you just don't toot your own horn, which I love about you, David.
Yeah.
You know, you toot everybody else. And so anybody, young prodigies out there, you know, if you want to get a hold of David, get a hold of him at...
SedgwickDWarren@gmail.com.
There you go. And you can also call KCIW and let us know if we can get you in touch with David at 541-661-4098. I can't believe how fast time has gone by.
Seriously.
And sir, I thank you from the top of my heart, the bottom of my heart. High five, high tens, big hugs, and a kiss on your cheek.
There we go.
Definitely, definitely. We also want to thank all you listeners for tuning in today from the Northern California coast and for Southern Oregon. This was a joyously free show today. I hope you've been inspired, challenged, and enjoyed the stories, the tips, the hopes, the music by David Sedgwick. You know, it wouldn't be happening if we didn't have Mike Gorse on sound, Tom Bozak, Candace, and Rose for making all this happening at KCIW and KZZH Humboldt. You know, you can order any of my books or you can see David. There's so much artistry in our town, both Crescent City and Brookings. We want to make sure that you know how to smile big and wear bright colors because today is the day that we celebrate music, music, music. How about end with a little bit of something? Woohoo! All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful day. And again, David, thank you so much.
Thanks, Joanie. It's been a pleasure.